This is going to be a brief introduction video for how to use the Meta-DAO's Futarchy prediction market. So the Meta-DAO is a DAO like many others where, at least in Solana, you put forward proposals, they are voted on, and the Solana blockchain automatically executes these proposals. And they're usually instructions encoded, typically something like a token transfer, sending tokens from the DAO's treasury to someone's wallet to pay them to do a job or for a job that they've already done. This is the main things. I mean, sometimes you get DAOs voting on more abstract things like, we promise not to sue you for having hacked us under duress, but not all of these things. Those things are like less legitimate in terms of like the actual practicality and the application of it. So we're kind of getting off topic here. Futarchy sounds awfully like Futarchy, but it's by an economist called Robin Hanson. He's come up with a few different things. I think most famously, I think he originally came up with automated market makers, which are very popular in crypto. So the Meta-DAO's implementation is visible in this video. It's a pretty good overview. It's probably a bit technically dense. The implementation is a little bit less dense, but still a bit confusing, which is why this video is here. So let's try to get into that as quick as possible. The core idea to understand is that unlike typical DAOs where you have governance tokens, in the Meta-DAO, you buy and sell those governance tokens in a prediction market, and the outcome of the prediction market is what determines whether a vote goes through or not. The prediction market is structured with a pass-fail market, and either the pass market succeeds or the fail market succeeds. And this is just an implementation of how to do prediction markets on a blockchain typically. Okay, so that's a brief intro of what Futarchy is and Meta-DAOs and stuff. So let's look at the website itself. So right now, it's pretty bare bones. You just have the proposals numbered. This is all auto-generated from data on the Solana blockchain. Currently, I'm connected to the DevNet. So none of these are actual proposals that have gone through, but it's better to show you on DevNet just because there's no current proposals active, and this is the only way to show you. So first off, you'd start by connecting your wallet. And for this purposes, I'm going to connect Solflare, and I'm going to turn on auto approvals. Now, I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you know how to click approve. Just for the interest of like ease and simplicity and stuff, I'm going to set auto approve. You probably shouldn't set auto approve on apps that you don't know, but Solflare will let you do it, but only if you're using a burner wallet. So I think it's great. I connect with Solflare, going to auto connect, and I have auto approve because this is just a burner wallet, and it's DevNet anyway. We're going to go into proposal 5. I have that one set up a bit. Great. So you can see I've got some balances. What do you see when you first come here? Okay, you've got your pass market and your fail market. The most important things currently is the time-weighted average price of the pass market and the time-weighted average price of the fail market. Now, the time-weighted average price of the pass market is huge in this case. It's $86 and it's $1 over here. And this is because I was running some tests earlier with some very high prices, but typically speaking, the time-weighted average price updates very slowly. It updates by 1% every slot. In order for a market to pass, the time-weighted average price of the pass market has to be 5% greater than the price of the fail market. So that's the first thing you'll see. It's an order book. So you can set your limit orders, buy price, your sell price. And like I said, there's two different markets. The pass market, this represents, as you can see here, how much you think the DAO will be worth in the event that the proposal passes. The fail market is how much you think the market will be worth if the proposal fails. If it's a terrible proposal and its proposal is just to steal all the money from the DAO and give it to one person, then this is probably going to have a higher fail market. And if it's something that provides a lot of value, it'll it should have a higher past market value. But again, this is not like typical DAO vote. It's not just here's a bunch of tokens, make your vote. It is someone needs to buy those tokens at the price that they're being sold at. And also someone needs to sell them. Someone needs to decide, okay, $26, if this proposal goes through, I'm happy to sell my token at that price. So someone has to provide liquidity for this kind of structure to work. So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things that are being depended on, but let's just see how it goes. There's a second interface as well, where you can decide what you think. This is sort of a simplification, maybe. You just decide up front what you think the price of the Meta token will be in the event that it passes and in the event that it fails. So if you think it'll be worth, say, $16 if it passes and $15 if it fails, then it's a bullish proposal. And you can decide how much USDC you want to bet. You can bet 10 USDC or whatever, or you can decide to bet 10 Meta. Now, if you bet Meta, that means you're willing to sell at these prices. And if you're betting USDC, it means you're willing to buy at these prices. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to mean. There you go. All right, so let's say you want to trade in the markets. What do you have to do? Well, if you want to trade Meta, if you want to sell the Meta, you have to have Meta to begin with. So if you don't have Meta because you didn't take part in the airdrop or whatever, well, then you're out of luck. But you can buy some and then trade in the next proposal. Here we have the option to mint conditional USDC. Now, it seems like I've got a ridiculous amount of USDC here. I know it's only DevNet, but this is actually just a mistake with the decimals that I don't think applies on mainnet. So there's an extra 6 decimals here that shouldn't be. And I think mostly the UI knows to fix that, just not here. So 1 million, and then let's put in, say, $100. So 100, minting 100 million. And now what should happen is we should see 100 USDC with PUSDC and 100 FUSDC. And if I don't see it here, I might have to refresh the page, because this is some of the elements update automatically. Okay, I'm sorry, 10. Counted the number of zeros wrong. Cool. So we've got 10 pass USDC and 10 fail USDC. And these can be used in their respective markets to buy and sell. You can see PUSDC, FUSDC. The price here is, the spread is a pretty big spread between $9 and $10. And here again, it's pretty big. It's sort of between 15 and 17. I mean, with $10, you can't necessarily afford it. So let's just mint. Well, let's just put it in order. So I'm going to pay at most $10, and I'll buy 1 Meta in the pass market. And the fail market, I think it's probably worth a little bit less. So I'm only going to pay $9. And that's it. So and so you see both the orders have been updated. That's our one, and that's our second one there. Later on the video, we'll talk about how to value the DAO token and the value for proposal. It's a little bit hand wavy. But maybe you'll figure it out. And then the same applies for Meta. Let's just mint 2 Meta. And then if I'm deciding that I'm going to do some market making, so you see that right now the UI just doesn't update those automatically in the same way. So you got 2P Meta and 2F Meta. So I'm probably going to be willing to sell these at some really wide range. Sell. So sell. So click over sell. Sell my Meta at sort of $18. Sell one of them there. And that's figuring itself out. Let's just sell at 12. Sorry, click over to sell. Tick 12. Click 1. Great. All right, let's quickly add a couple of extra USDC just so that I can cross the book. Let's just cross the book, and I'll show you what happens probably when the market ends. Okay, so now we've got 100. All right, let's cross the book and buy at $10. Yeah, it says we're gonna cross the book, and then we'll buy one at 17. Great. So we've now got an extra 1p meta and an extra 1 fail meta. And I'm also just going to cancel all my orders. Just while we're at it, just to show you sort of like if the market ends with your orders on the book, those orders will automatically be cancelled and you'll get your balances back. So I've cancelled all the orders and we'll run the crank because that's just part of how open book works in general. We're going to refresh. And oh yeah, settle. And another refresh. And we're back more or less where we started. I think we're down 17 bucks because we paid 17 bucks for the pass and I think we paid 10 bucks for the fail. And we've got an extra pass and extra fail. What happens when the market finishes? Key point. Probably going to timestamp this one. If the pass market succeeds, if its time-weighted average price is higher than the fail market's time-weighted average price, this will be your balance in real meta tokens and real USDC tokens. Those are the things that become real. Your balance is now 3 meta and your balance is now 93 USDC. If the market fails, you will get 3 fail meta and 100 USDC because that's the trading you did. You bought 1 meta for 17 and 1 meta for 10 bucks. And that will be reflected in the outcome. So if the market fails, this becomes your balance. Drops the F or it drops the P. Your other balances in the other market, just ignore it. It's as if they never happened. And that's pretty important. So what happens is someone will hit finalize when the market ends, and then everything goes back to normal. A whole bunch of cranks get run. I think I've covered it. I think I've covered it all pretty much. You got the time weighted average prices. It's got to have a 5% difference. You got to mint your USDC if you want to buy the meta. You got to mint your meta if you want to sell for USDC. At the end of the market, or at the end of the proposal, if one has passed and one has failed, or one has failed, it's failed, succeeds, those tokens, they drop the letter in front of them and they become real tokens. You get 3 meta, you get 3 meta, you get 93 USDC. Get 3 failed meta, you get 3 meta, you get 100 USDC. Seems confusing, but it's not too bad once you've done it once at least. All right, I think the final thing that we're supposed to talk about was pricing. This is a proposal document written by Profit, for a proposal earlier last year, and it tries to value the project, right? So it tries to put down, say, okay, look, what are the costs? How much are we paying people? What's the plan? And then what are the possible outcomes? And what's the bull case and what's the bear case? Bull case was at $10 million of value now owned by the Meta-DAO, and the bear case, $10,000. I don't have much to say about the valuation aspect. It's really up to yourself to sort of look at what the market's saying, what the document's saying, the probabilities. You can do discounted cash flows. I mean, maybe this is more like traditional investing because you've got sort of income streams and then you've got like probabilities of success and things like that. It's pretty hard. So, but regardless, if let's say this $10 million becomes the entire valuation of Meta-DAO, then you would pay $10 for the Meta token because there's a million tokens basically. That's kind of all I have to say on that. You really have to think about what should the value be. And that's pretty much everything. The main focus of this video was just to make sure that you could understand how to use the UI, because it can be a little bit confusing with this new prediction marketing stuff. And hopefully I've achieved that. It's an interesting idea from an academic standpoint to experiment with prediction markets as a political system. And the token side of things I have less to say about.